May this divine science help to enlighten the spirit in you. Unfold the Self team wishes you a very happy and prosperous Deepavali.
Keep exploring yourself and keep unfolding yourself with the help of Pythagorean Numerology. So today we are going to study life path number 9.
Yes.
So tell me one or two characteristics of life path number 9.
Humanitarian, selfless.
Selfless.
Yes.
Okay, so it is about 9. Life path is about humanitarianism, selflessness, integrity and wisdom. So these are the main characteristics. So when it comes as a life path number, it's a learning. So they must learn to be philanthropic, they must learn to be humanitarian, must learn to be kind, compassionate, deeply concerned about others.
Okay.
This is about 9 life path. Okay. See, 9s, if you talk of good things about 9, they have a broad outlook on life. Okay. They always tend to see the bigger picture. He's a people's person. 9 is a people's person. So he has to have a broader outlook. They naturally attract people from all walks of life. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why they must not be prejudiced and biased.
Yes.
See, generally they are loving, giving, caring, healing. Very much like 6. 9 is like this, 6 is like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they very much like 6. Lot of similarities. They are also very social. But then they have to learn to give without expecting anything in return. So it is absolutely selfless energy. You can say leadership in its purest form. See, 9s are leaders. 1s are also leaders, 8s are also leaders. There are many people, 5s are also leaders. There are many numbers which 6 is also leaders. But 9 is a very different kind of leader. One wants to be the leader. For 9, people make him the leader.
Yes.
He doesn't want to be. People want him to be the leader. So that's why he has to lead by example.
Yes.
He has to lead by example. I can say it's the leadership in its purest form.
Okay.
See, when we say they attract people from all walks of life, that means they have to be charismatic, they have to be magnetic. Personalities have to be like that. People are drawn to them. See, now there are two things about this. When people are drawn to them, people want them to be the leaders. So it can work both ways. They can either lead or mislead.
Oh, true.
Okay, now this is exactly opposite of what I am saying. They can either lead people or they can mislead people, and we see this happening all around us. Misleading people. So 9s have to be very careful about this. See, they are very perfectionist to themselves as well as people around them. See, naturally they are non-conflicting, but if someone hurts them, they become furious. See, this is a number governed by the planet Mars, and Mars is a fiery planet. It's a red planet. So it's a very fiery planet. That's why there is so much aggression in them. See, Mars is also a knight. He's a senapati. He's a fighter. Has to be red. See, money will come to them through various unexpected ways. They are lucky with money. They are like, also they are like guides. They are like lanterns for others. Because see, these are the people these are the 9s are the people who reach out to people. So they have to show light to them. So that is why they are the lanterns who will show light to people. They will guide people. Okay. But being a Mars, they can be very aggressive. There can be there can be suppressed anger in them. Lot of suppressed anger in them, which comes from their past, which makes them very moody, which makes them ungrateful, which can also make them aloof and withdrawn. If that anger is suppressed too much, they just withdraw themselves and they become aloof, now which is exactly opposite of people's person.
Correct.
This is another extreme. Okay. So now let's look at the struggles and challenges in life. Firstly, they hold on too tightly to their material possessions or people, relationships. People means maybe their spouses, their children, their siblings, their parents, or even maybe close friends. They hold on too tightly. They become very possessive about their material things as well as people. Okay, and this causes pain to them as well as others. So now what is the learning? They have to let go of these tendencies, being very possessive. See, 6 is also possessive, but 9 is much more possessive, and 9, it causes pain. They get hurt because of 6s don't get hurt so much. 9s get much more hurt because they are more emotional than 6s, much more emotional. I'll use the word hyper emotional. They are naturally wise. Okay, but they are naturally wise, but they need to, follow this up. They have to ask themselves, do you practice what you preach?
Okay. Right.
See, when people come to you for guidance, when you are leading people, you are guiding people, you are telling people to be in a certain way, then do you practice all that? Whatever you preach? Ask yourself. Every 9 should ask oneself, do I practice what I preach? Sometimes, what happens when the things go very painful, somebody, they get hurt badly or whatever, they may get suicidal tendencies. They also may dominate others. They become very dominating. And this is the time when they tend to mislead people. And this is happening all around us nowadays. And some of the 9s may associate themselves with some cult or some spiritual leader or some kind of teaching. Whereas, some, they just reject religious beliefs. They are simply non-believers. They are simply non-believers. They judge themselves very harshly. And out of guilt, when they judge themselves very harshly, they become very guilty. Then they end up eating unhealthy diet. They will avoid exercise. They have addictive tendencies. And they sort of tend to destroy themselves, abuse themselves. Physically as well as emotionally. See, suicidal tendencies, what? Physical abuse.
Yes.
And eating unhealthy food, not exercising, all this is actually because they are emotionally unstable. When you eat more, you are actually emotionally unstable.
Yes. But while doing this, do they understand that they are destroying themselves?
If they understand, then they won't do it.
Okay.
See, they are actually very rebellious by nature. So when they feel repressed, they suffer from chronic diseases like arthritis, back problem, very low energy. See, when you are emotionally low, your aura shrinks. So then energetically also you feel very low. Everybody feels. I mean, it's not only about 9, for all of us. When we feel where aura is shrunk, emotionally we are not stable, or we are whatever, extreme stress or whatever. The aura shrinks. When aura shrinks, you become, you feel energetically very low. Very low. Most 9s, something very important I am telling you, okay? Most 9s have difficulty understanding the law of karma. What is law of karma? Cause and effect. See, simple way to understand law of karma is, in life, you get what you give.
Okay.
See, we are not sitting here to understand the laws of karma.
Yes.
Just simple one line. But most 9s have difficulty understanding this. Some lack integrity. Some are resentful and bitter. Bitterness, too much, very bitter. And some hold on to the past. When you hold on to the past, you carry a lot of baggage. Some nines have issues like learning disorders, dyslexia, ADHD, all those disorders, learning disorders, slow learners and all those things. Or sometimes they are just rebellious. It's not that they are slow learners, they are rebellious. They want to rebel. Okay. But what happens in all this, there is lack of concentration. And when there is loss of lack of concentration, you don't progress in life.
Correct.
Nines are generally, they don't ask for help. They want to get their own way. Many nines are very short-tempered and they're also panic prone. They get panicky because this, they cannot handle that stress or anger or aggression. So they get panicky, panic attacks. Secondly, because I said they are knights, they are senapati. Maybe because of the speed or what, they hurt themselves very easily, and others also. They're in that mode, so they hurt themselves and others. See, it's not that they are going every time they're going out with a sword in their hand and hurting people. No, tongue.
Yes.
Tongue is enough.
Enough.
It's more than a sword.
Yes.
Okay. But they're also very energetic. They have to be energetic. If you are a senapati, you have to be energetic.
Yes.
And they don't give up easily. They will continue to fight. They will continue to compete. They will not give up easily. Okay. Occasionally, nines also become scattered. They're trying to do too many things.
Like 5 and 3?
Yes, like 3 and 5, exactly, you're correct. But I'll tell you, for 3s and 5s, it comes out of boredom and curiosity. For 3s and 5s, they get bored easily, and there's a lot of curiosity. For 9s, because they're easily excited.
Okay.
So this is the difference, there are small differences. But why scattering of energies is happening in 3 and 5 in a little different way than 9. Right? So the main thing I'll say is they have to learn to deal with anger and aggression. So take home message for them.
With all this, doctor, how will they find happiness and satisfaction in their life?
See, satisfaction will come, their work will bring them pleasure. Firstly, their work will bring them pleasure.
Fine.
Okay, they're workaholics. They're also workaholics.
Correct.
They love to be useful for others. They're the most inspirational and professional workers. It brings them satisfaction. Their work brings them satisfaction. Secondly, many nines live an enviable life. Enviable. People will envy their lives.
Oh.
Yes. Aristocratic, na? See, they are also longing for something they do not know. What I feel, when I'm reading out or talking this, when we did the symbolism, the life starts from nowhere, 0.
Yes.
From nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you go back to 9, there's a longing for this 9 to merge with that 0.
The source.
It's my understanding. I've not read it anywhere, but this is what is my understanding. So that is why there's a different kind of longing in them, an unknown kind of longing. They don't know what they long for. But this is my reading. I may be wrong, but this is my reading. Another thing, self-forgiveness can help 9s and of course 6s also a lot. Self-forgiveness. What happens, first of all, to forgive oneself, one has to accept that I have made a mistake.
Correct.
And I have to forgive myself.
Yes.
One has to accept that first, that I need to forgive myself and others. Okay. Because when they do this, it can generate deep healing in them. And there's a lot of burden will be relieved from their shoulders. They'll feel relieved because they're holding on to the past. So they have to relieve that burden.
Correct.
9s also have a strong sense of purpose in life. They want to make a difference in the world. जैसे मुझे कुछ करना है लाइफ में, करके दिखाना है. Before I leave this world, I want to, naam
Yeah.
chhod ke jana hai, like that. That kind of, they want to have a purpose in life. Then these are one of the kindest people. The very, very kind people. They are very kind, compassionate, very giving. But they are also the most hurtful. They hurt themselves as well as others than any other number.
Okay.
So here they have to be very careful. Fortunately, another good thing about nines is they have a lot of inner strength. Though emotionally they are a little, they are over emotional, but they have a lot of inner strength because they also get over those emotions. So there are some actions which they can take which can make a difference in their life. Because you said no, is life so difficult for them?
Yes.
See, first of all, what they have to do is respect the opinions and choices of others.
Okay.
Whether you accept them or not, you listen to them or not, but at least respect.
Okay.
One. Secondly, remember you are leading others by example. You are leading others by example. So, practice what you preach and preach only what you practice. Both are important.
Yes.
Thirdly, find what inspires you the most in life. What inspires you the most? Do that. Don't blame yourself all the time for all your mistakes, but still learn to forgive yourself. There is no need to blame because it doesn't help. Blaming oneself or even others doesn't help. Forgiving does. Give and help the needy without restraint. 9 is a lesson of giving selflessly, of being kind and compassionate.
Being selfless must be so difficult, ma'am.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Yes.
It's difficult. See, they are born to do that. They've got a 9, so they are born with that karma. They have to do that. They have to learn. See, our life path is not easy. I repeat this every time I do this session. No? I repeat, our life path is never easy. So, being selfless is a learning for a 9. If they have supporting numbers, then it's not that difficult. Difficulty comes for all the numbers when you don't have those supporting numbers, other numbers. We'll be talking about them in the later classes.
Yes.
See, life path is also called the destiny number. It's also called the life purpose. In Hindi, it's also called the bhagyank. Anka is number.
Yes.
Bhagya is fate. So when we talk of fate, destiny, bhagya, what does it exactly mean? It means the will of God. It is the highest law, or we can say it is the divine will, and we have to accept it, all of us, whether we like it or we don't like it.
Okay.
So this is all about life path number 9.